Hi, your friendly neighborhood BSONBLAST here, bringing you a recap for day 226 post-military coup in Sudan on this Tuesday, June 7th. If you missed yesterday's recap, it's on the page. Go watch it. I'm coming to you with more sad news. The death toll has now, by Sudan Doctors Committee's count, reached 101 martyrs. That a death toll by my count is at least at 104 after today's incident where 5-year-old Rowan Tariq Ilyas was run over by a security force vehicle in Al-Kalakla in South Khartoum earlier today. 5 years old. According to the Sudan Doctors Committee, she's the 16th child to be killed by the authorities since the beginning of the coup. Like I said, the death toll now, according to the Sudan Doctors Committee, is at 101. 101 people. If we include the 3 protesters who were killed in Sinnar State last month, that makes a total of 104, at least. Those are the people that we know, that are accounted for, that we know were killed. I suspect that number might be way larger than that. But really, if you think about it, the number has to be way larger than that because they are responsible for much of the death that's going on across the country. Even if they aren't directly involved, even if it isn't protesters gunned down or run over or beaten to death while protesting, it is still, the blood is still on their hands. Today, an activist by the name of Salah wrote a post on Facebook that I found particularly important, insightful, poignant. I don't know what the word to use is, but basically, if I were to paraphrase her, she was saying that the victims of Sudan coup are not just the 100 and so people who have died, who have been killed since the beginning of the coup, right? Their victims extend way beyond the death toll, and I completely agree. The impact of this coup and this authority, the impact of their decisions on the country is disastrous and widespread and doesn't stop at the 104 people who have been killed by them. You know, it includes, their victims include all of those who have been killed across the Darfur region in these armed militia attacks, these tribal conflicts that they keep trying to convince us of, that, you know, we know are not just personal beef between two groups of people. Their victims extend to all of those affected by this tribal conflict that they actively stoke. What comes to mind is the continued tribal tension in Eastern Sudan that is actively fueled and instigated and stoked by the RSF and by this coup authority. You know, the tribal conflict that is now raging in South Kordofan that we talked about yesterday, that, you know, has its own that branches out and extends to other things. Like we said yesterday, you know, it's not by coincidence that this is happening in a place where gold mining is it's an area where gold mining is an important and active industry. It's not a coincidence that this is happening now in this area, this gold mining area, while the residents of that area are out protesting the lack of regulation, the lack of strict regulation on mining practices that are killing people because they're using toxic and incredibly harmful chemicals like cyanide to mine the gold, that is affecting people, it's affecting the water resources, right? That's affecting so it's affecting the animals, it's affecting literally everything. It's not a coincidence that now all of a sudden there's conflict raging that is having people killed. Like, none of this is a coincidence. Like I said yesterday, and the victims of this Sudan coup situation and this authority and their decisions extend beyond even this tribal conflict. Even if we were to take the conflict out of the equation and say that yes, this is historic problems between two sets of tribes or whatever, because of whatever reasons that fall outside of the coup, the victims are still all of those of people who are affected by a crumbling healthcare system and a crumbling economy. As the activist would also last said, all those people who have died in hospitals because of lack of medicine, because of directly caused by them taking over and the resulting embargo as a result of this coup. I'm repeating myself, but basically their impact is so widespread and it touches everybody, not just the martyrs. It doesn't stop there. One last terrifying point that she made is that the victims of this coup include the 16 million Sudanese people who are predicted to face starvation by September of this year. In case you're wondering why people are still coming out and protesting on a daily basis since October 25th, 2021, this is why.